Shalom Israel, first and foremost, everyone give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai Ba'Shem Kakadash, to the apostles, and all great millstone for teaching us this truth. Peace and blessings to the hope like everyone. Shalom. Yahweh is the name of the unfallen Hebrew. Ba'Shem is the name, and Yahweh Shai is the name of the begotten Son. Back on the lesson. And today, going to be going to these riots that are taking place over there in Paris, dealing with this sedition among men that we are seeing, the uproars of the people in the world, which is another end time sign. Going to show the times that we are in, that we're nearing the end of this place, man, especially once you start seeing the division, the divide. And this is a prelude of what's to come to Babylon the Great, aka America. But now it says French elections, riots erupt after a left-wing coalition projected to win plurality of seats. But the large fires were seen burning in the streets of Paris. And I believe this is a little over 2 days ago, but still the point still stands. Doing this quick video right here, see what has to offer, and get a couple scriptures. May jump to another article, we'll see. Let's dive right into it. And once again, a prelude of what's to come to America, and hopefully it's going to be a whole lot worse. Because this is where the main judgment is going to take place, man. The point, to read his article, and that says crowds of protesters and celebrators flooded the streets of Paris as French election results began pouring in on Sunday. On Sunday, French Prime Minister Gabriel Attal announced his intent to resign after a far-left political coalition was poised to win a plurality, if I'm saying that correctly, Slovakia, of French parliamentary seats. The coalition has unexpectedly assembled before the snap elections began. Tens of thousands of left-wing demonstrators gathered in Paris, Place de la République, on Sunday night to celebrate the news. President Emmanuel Macron's centrist coalition is projected to take second place. But you see this little image right here. I actually may make that the thumbnail, so I can strength my words. But there may be another article to get. Just riot says France, Germany, Corbyn claims election win. Anarchy on streets of Paris ahead of Olympics. France plunged into carnage as riots erupted across country. I mean, Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai is kicking things off. Things are about to get a whole lot worse. But that's the point right there. Don't drag that out. Let's get a couple scripts I got, because these are times that we are in, and also these are things that we are to see now take place before the Lord Yahweh Shai would return. So you're still going to have many of our people going to scoff at these things, think of it as just another day, when these things have significance. They have meaning. They happen for a reason. Especially, it is written in the Bible, Luke 21:25, and there should be signs in the sun and the moon and in the stars. Seeing these signs within the heavens, especially dealing with the chariots, man, the so-called UFOs, which is a sign of our salvation, a sign of our deliverance, but also an omen and a sign of this devil's kingdom coming to an end. Because they also will play a role in the destruction of this place. Dealing with the angels that are within those vehicles, which you can second as 13, having me beaming people down. By the way, those laser beams, man. And should be signs in the sun and the moon and the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity. That's what we're seeing, the riots, the protests that are taking place. Recently you just had that protest, the riots over there in Kenya. Now you're seeing over here in Paris. And you best believe it's coming over here to Babylon the Great, because people think Babylon, aka America, is not going to be touched. That nothing's going to happen to this place. You're in for a rude awakening, man, because it's about to be a whole lot worse over here. And to be signs in the sun and moon and stars, and upon the earth's destination with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. As y'all see with the recent hurricane, Beryl. I believe it was an F5 at one point, and it would jump back down to, I believe, an overall F1. So, hey, the Lord's turning things up, man. Second Ezra 9:1-4, another point adding on to that. He answered me then and said, measure all the time diligently in itself. Now, how do we measure the times that we were in? By the way, these signs and these prophecies. And guess what? We're at the end stages of this movie, man. He answered me then and said, measure all the time diligently in itself, when thou see a part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is at the very same time when the highest beginning to visit the world which he made, which can be by the way of our Lord Yahweh Shai. Verse 3, main point. Therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, that's what we're seeing right now, uproars of the people, distress of nations, sedition among men, which we also get in 2 Ezra 15. Therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake those things from the days before thee, even from the beginning. So, we're nearing the end of this place, man. And as we read in the first verse, how we're to measure times that we're in, by the way, these signs, these prophecies, man. And guess what? We're nearing the end of this place. Now, let's get 2 Ezra 14-17. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and the destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Verse 16, main point. For there should be sedition among men. Let's get that word sedition. See if I can find a good definition for it. Let's see. Because before, it showed like riot, / rebellion, which is what I wanted to get. It's ultimately what it means. Let's see. Yeah, I like how it's not, giving me anything. Let's just, look it up, definition. It says conduct or speech inciting. Not really what I want. But let's see, resistance. It's not really giving me the definition that I want, but once I'm going to, riot, rebellion, insurrection. But, that's the point right there. So back down to 2 Ezra 15. For there should be sedition among men, invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes. Who are the kings and princes? Speaking of dealing with the presidents, the mayors, people in power. Should not regard should not regard their kings nor princes, and the course actually shall stand in their power. You have people, taking up polls or voting on polls to wanting to take up arms to go against America, which I made a lesson go into that a while back. So you have people getting sick and tired of the government, man. As you see within this situation. Verse 17, especially with that situation over there in Kenya, as well as you see in many other situations that has happened. And guess what? Expect more to come. As a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. They use this to their advantage to lock things down, declare martial law. To gain that control. As you see, there's that saying, "Hell will never let a good crisis, go to waste." But the 2 Ezra 16:18, another great point. That's the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? So once again, going to show just the position, the state that this place is going to be in absolute chaos. it's going to get very, very bad out here, man. If you're without the hedge, without the protection of Yahweh Bashim Shai, you are completely through, because the Lord is the one doing all these things. Let's get into scripture. We got that, 2 Timothy 3:1. Also, unto that point of the times we're coming into, this now also in the last days, perilous times shall come. Very troublesome times, man. When you get that word perilous, goes into the word, scary, terrible, dark. Those type of times we are heading into. And it's one thing to speak on it, but it's going to be a whole nother story when you're actually in the midst of this. We're going to have many Israelites that know this truth, doesn't end up bending that knee, doesn't end up cracking under that pressure. And give in to these, temptations and these other things that we're going to do. Taking the so-called easy way out, because everyone will be tried, everyone will be tested. It's going to get very, very bad, man. It's like it's brought up that point. It's one thing to speak on it, but it's to be a whole nother story when you're actually, in the midst of it. But let's see. This is Matthew chapter 12 and 26. This is what we're basically seeing right here. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? Seeing that division, that divide that's taking place, which is another end time sign. Also a terrible sign for a kingdom, a nation, is when your people are divided, especially against you. The people that are in authority, people in power. And it goes to show that these devils are slowly losing their kingdom, man. It's sinking down the drain. It's spiraling. Literally on their last leg. Now let's get to these last two, and I'll be on that right there. So make a quick lesson going to the situation at hand, because you did see a similar situation over there in Kenya. But it's Habakkuk 2:3. That says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, which is speaking of prophecies. And guess what? We are in those appointed times, man, as written in the scriptures. And that's for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but the angel speaking not lie, that would tarry. Wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry, meaning it will not delay. These things will happen and will come to pass, man. Prophecy will be fulfilled. And as you know, Yahweh Shemashai is not a liar. Goes into how his word should not return to him void. So it's going to be accomplished as the Lord set out to do. Now, Ecclesiastes 5 and 7 close out right here. Let's make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. Make no delay. What do you see many of our people doing? They're turning their back on the Lord. They're smacking away the hand that Yahweh Shemashai is extending out unto him, through his men, through his prophets, through his teachers. That are preaching this word, that are warning our people. But what do you see Jake doing? Mocking, scoffing, not taking it serious, thinking nothing's going to happen. Well, you got something coming towards you, and it ain't good. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord and put off from day to day. And that's what many of our people are putting off the Lord. Jake would rather live in La La Land, man. And ultimately, Jake loves it here. And hey, you're going to be destroyed along with it. And put off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth. And in thy security, this means you're safe, this means you're protected, thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. The Lord is going to judge this earth, man, as really you see now already, especially the people that is in it. But really you have seen nothing yet, man, because this is just the beginning once again, as you also get Matthew 24 and 8. How these are the beginning of sorrows, man. But that's really on there right there. Like I said, I want to make a quick lesson going into this situation regarding the riots over there in Paris, the rebellion, the insurrection that you are seeing, and how this is also another end time sign. Now, it's how it has significance, because you don't have people think of this as just another day, but it has meaning behind it. And guess what? We're in the end of this place. So that's it right there. Lord's edifying, Lord, and ties point together best my ability. I do want to close out and give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, to one of the apostles. And now it's a great millstone for teaching us this truth. Peace and blessings to the whole collective of Israel. Shalom. See you next one, Lord's will.